We are just 2 weeks away from Royal Rumble, the pay-per-view that starts the road to WrestleMania. And whoever wins the Royal Rumble match, both on the men's and the women's sides, get a championship main event match at the show of shows. I'm talking about WrestleMania, which this year will be in Los Angeles, California. Now, with that said, over the past few months, there's been a lot of rumors over what the plans for WWE are in terms of the WrestleMania card. It's once again 2 nights, so once again they have to plan for 2 different main events. And last year the main events, even though Stone Cold Steve Austin wasn't advertised to have a match, he ended up having the final match against Kevin Owens. A pretty good match. Pretty good for Stone Cold's first match back in the ring in almost 20 years. And then the actual main event that was advertised, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for both WWE and Universal Championships. But now, heading into this year's WrestleMania, there's a lot of rumors, a lot of doubt over whether or not we're going to have ourselves a championship main event match where the undisputed WWE Universal Championship is on the line. Because there have been a lot of reports going out there that the titles might be split. That we might once again have a different Universal Champion and a different WWE Champion. And I find it hard to believe because these rumors have been circulating ever since Roman Reigns became Undisputed Universal Champion at last year's WrestleMania. So again, take this with a grain of salt. Now, what I'm trying to do here is offer up different options as to how to split the current Undisputed Universal Championship back into 2 without hurting or without pinning the current Tribal Chief, the current champion himself, Roman Reigns, who, by the way, has been on the run of his career with the fact that his heel character is the most over thing in WWE. It's one of the most interesting storylines, and to be honest, every time he's on the mic, you just feel how comfortable Roman Reigns is as a heel. So with that said, here are the options as to how to split the titles back into 2, which again, my personal opinion is they should have never been unified in the first place, because WWE has way too many stars on both Raw and SmackDown for them to only have one world champion. And if they're trying to build new stars, then they should have 2 world titles, and that makes it so much easier to build accolades on each of their superstars' resumes, to put it in the least. So here's option 1. And option 1 is basically having a continuation of the current storyline that's going on both Raw and SmackDown. At this point, WWE official Adam Pearce, he's had too much to deal with when it comes to the bloodline. He's sick of it. He's sick of their shenanigans. He's sick of them trying to take over, hostile takeover. Every time they open the show on Raw, every time they open the show on SmackDown, they cause chaos that he just has to fix after. So with that, you just continue that through line until after the Rumble, because at the Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns will defend both titles, the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship against Kevin Owens. So after the Rumble, and after Roman Reigns retains both championships, just have Adam Pearce come out and say, well, I have been trying to figure out a way to take some power away from the bloodline, and the best thing I can do is not strip Roman Reigns of either championship just to split him. I think that would be the worst way to split both titles. I think the best way to do so is to just tell Roman Reigns, okay, I have been ignoring this fact for far too long. You are unified, undisputed Universal Champion, which means you have to appear. You're contractually obligated to appear on both Raw and SmackDown. With that said, you are also contractually obligated to defend both the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship. And sometimes you will do it in the same night. And keep in mind, we are still 2 2.5 months, 3.5 months away from WrestleMania. So there is still plenty of time for them to take the championship, one championship off of Roman Reigns. Now, here's the fun part, because I did tell you that Roman Reigns would not get pinned in this scenario. And it's true, he doesn't need to get pinned. Because let's say on one night, he defends the Universal Championship in a one-on-one match, and he wins that match at the beginning of the night. He retains the Universal Championship. Okay? At the end of that night, whether it be Raw, SmackDown, a premium live event, a pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it, at the end of the night, he defends the WWE Championship in a triple threat match or in a fatal four-way match. Basically, a multi-man match where he doesn't have to get pinned, where he doesn't have to tap out. Basically what happened on the December 30th, 2022 edition of SmackDown, where Roman Reigns lost a tag match, tagging with Sami Zayn against John Cena and Kevin Owens, but Sami Zayn wasn't one pinned. Sami Zayn was the one involved in the decision, but still, Roman Reigns was still a part of the losing team, even though he didn't actually take a pinfall or tap or lose in basic terms. So that's one scenario. A second scenario. Again, I think you could just have him strip Roman Reigns of the WWE Championship, which again would be a cop-out. I don't think that they would go for it. I don't think that's the best solution for them to move forward with this splitting of the championships, because I do believe at the end of the day you do need both world titles available for WrestleMania. You do need a WWE Championship match and a Universal Championship match separate at WrestleMania. That's just my belief. But stripping Roman Reigns of one of the titles doesn't do anything storyline-wise, because that'll weaken Roman Reigns' position of power on top of WWE. But the issue is it won't give any WWE superstar power over Roman Reigns. It'll just give Adam Pearce more power over the rest of the roster, over the rest of the shows, which is not something you want. You don't want the authority figure to have power over your main event stars. Pearce is the authority figure, yes. But let's not forget that the characters on TV, the superstars that they are portraying, that are actually going up against each other in the squared circle, those are the stars you want to protect. Those are the stars you want to advertise as the main focus of the show. And we don't want a repeat of the authority storyline and many other storylines in the past where whoever is the authority figure has all the power and therefore they are over. That pretty much only worked with Mr. McMahon back in the Attitude Era. And then we have option 3. And option 3 is very, very complicated, because as you can see in both and in the past two options, I've stressed the fact that Roman Reigns needs to keep the Universal Championship. After all is said and done, whatever the road to WrestleMania leads to, Roman Reigns needs to remain Universal Champion no matter what. And the reason behind this is because Roman Reigns is 800 plus days, about to reach 900 days as Universal Champion. And with that title, with that reign, because he became Universal Champion on SmackDown back in 2020. So, obviously, WWE wants to keep that streak, wants to keep that run, wants to keep those days running as long as possible, and you don't do that by having him lose or stripped of the Universal Championship. Now here's the complicated part about option 3. At the end of the day, you do unify the Universal and the WWE Championship into one title, and you basically tell Roman Reigns, okay, there's been one champion for far too long, and you've said it yourself, SmackDown is your show, so you, Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief, are going to keep the Universal Championship, and you're going to remain as a permanent fixture on Friday Night SmackDown on Fox. And now, for Monday Night Raw, we're going to pull a 2002, and we're going to bring back the World Heavyweight Championship, the big gold belt on Raw, or a different kind of title that you want. And we're going to crown a brand new champion with a brand new lineage. And that's basically going to be the continuation of 2 separate champions on each brand heading into the show of shows to take place in SoFi Stadium. Now, why is there a problem here? Well, the problem is, your most important championship, the one with the most prestige, the one with the most lineage, the one championship that has defined the existence of World Wrestling Federation Entertainment, the WWE Championship would cease to exist. The title would be no more. Therein lies the issue with getting rid of the WWE Championship and exercising option 3 or option C. I'm pretty much a big TNA and Impact Wrestling fan myself as well. So, frankly, you know my opinion. I want both titles to be separate. I think it was a big mistake to put both titles on one superstar. I didn't think WrestleMania needed it last year. I don't think Roman Reigns needed it. It certainly has helped. But heading into WrestleMania, if you're going to do 2 nights, even if you were going to do 1 night, you need 2 separate world champions just to be able to build up superstars. To put it simply, like the current main event title feud on Raw between Theory, Seth Rollins, and Bobby Lashley. And I get it, it's over the United States Championship, and it does make that title feel more important, but I just feel like they're wasting too much time of these superstars, Lashley and Rollins, in their prime for it not to be for the WWE Championship. It should be for the WWE Championship. The U.S. title is meant to elevate stars and to help out mid-card guys get over. Every once in a while, you can have a John Cena come back and win the title, a main event star like John Cena or Randy Orton, put that title over, make it seem important, of course. But at the end of the day, you have guys like Austin Theory, like Mustafa Ali, like Chad Gable. Please give Chad Gable a run with the U.S. title. Please. But at the end of the day, the U.S. title is a mid-card championship used to elevate stars. So, this is just my opinion. I feel like option A, where you have Roman Reigns lose one of the titles in a multi-man match without getting pinned, without getting submitted, and then he's a tribal chief. He just doesn't care to go back and get it. He just gets busy dealing with The Rock or Cody Rhodes or Sami Zayn heading into WrestleMania. I don't know. But yeah, I would go for option 1, option A, where he has to defend both championships on one night. He successfully defends the Universal Championship, and then he loses the WWE Championship in a multi-man match without getting pinned or submitted. I think that would be the best option heading into WrestleMania to protect, of course, Roman Reigns heading into the main event, because he will be the main event of the show of shows. But that's just one guy's opinion. You might have a different one. If you do, leave your thoughts, comments, and predictions on the comment section below. I've been Alexis Carrillo. It's been a pleasure, and I will see you next time.